Thanks for coming today. Sorry, unlike Michael, I don't have that flashy tie, but I got the suit on. Thanks to all the people who came. Some people from Derry, that's me. Some people from Kerry. Where's John Bowler? Where are you? Oh, there we go. And thank you to everybody for coming. But I tell you what, we're here. Why is there a lockdown? According to the government, there's some genius of a virus out there called COVID-19. A genius of a virus that knows when you're having your chicken wings and are they €9? A virus that knows, are you having a pint after 10 o'clock? And this virus is so brilliant that single-handedly it's wiped out hospitalisation and deaths from the flu. Give COVID a clap! And all with an infection fatality rate of 0.23%, according to the WHO. But the government and NEFIT are using it, and they are using this, and they are becoming a dangerous gang of COVID monomaniacs. Because if you listen to them, nothing else matters. Very little else is discussed on the TV. Nothing about people dying with heart attacks, diabetes, obesity, poverty, suicide, depression. No, there's nothing. Every night on am I saying it right? RTE. Have I got that right? I do my best. But this is a pretext used by the Irish government to grab power, to flex their muscles and rob you of your freedom to work, to travel, to worship God in peace, to see your family. Thank you. I love hecklers. Economist Milton Friedman once said, one of the biggest mistakes in politics is they judge policies and programs by their intention rather than by their consequences. And what are the consequences of this lockdown? It's not just an economic it's not just the lockdown and taking away our freedoms. It's an economic meltdown with increased poverty and unemployment, depression and suicide. Most of all, it's a loss of our civil liberties to work, to worship, to live our life as we choose and see our families when we want. But I tell you, it's brought some oddbods out of the woodwork. All these guys, I don't know, maybe no one loved them when they were younger. But did you hear that Sam McConkey, NEFIT Sam McConkey there in March? He was telling everybody that by October there would be 150,000 deaths in Ireland from COVID. 150,000. And even still, even after that, his projections have been shown to be, that'd be nice, untrue. That he's still brought on to RTE, and with a straight face and with solemn eye, he's asked serious questions to give us his opinion again. It's absolutely nuts. Once a boy's been proven completely wrong, why would you ever ask him again? And a month ago, Eamon Ryan, James Darby says the Greens should be eaten, not listened to. He said, not my joke, that's James Darby's. Eamon Ryan, Minister Eamon Ryan, last time I seen him he was dancing in his bare feet down O'Connell Street. I thought, what age you? Come on, you're about 60, wise up. But anyway, he says he's going to examine the issue of whether Irish people can come home for Christmas. Unbelievable! Unbelievable! What a cheek! They're flying people in every week. There was one yesterday, I think, from Lebanon, 350 people. There during April, I think they flew in 250 people for Keelings from Bulgaria. And he's saying whether Irish people, he's looking to decide whether Irish people can come home for Christmas. So This government is like the Grinch government. Not only do they want to steal Christmas, but they want to steal your right and Irish people's right to family life. And do you know what? There's a few holes in the Constitution to do with freedom of speech and public assembly, because they're all constrained by things like public order. They can make arguments about public order and public morals, but right to family life is an unalienable right in the Irish Constitution, and that there's nobody, no government, no police force, no anybody in Ireland can stop you from having that right to family life. An old friend of mine, Thomas Jefferson, he said many centuries ago that as government increases, liberty decreases. And Gerald Ford, the former US president, I think another Republican as well, happy days, he says that a government that is big enough to give you everything that you want is big enough to take everything that you have. This is all for any silly, naive, moronic National Socialists out there who believe that a big government are going to save their ass. A free people. For we in the Irish Freedom Party believe that a free people, a free country depends on a free people. Say it after me. A free country depends on a free people. A free country depends on a free people. And a free people is not dependent on the state, on the big state, to tell them when they can come home from Christmas, if they can go to work, if they can meet their friends, if they can hug their family. Dictate how many people they can have in their private house. They can go to hell. A government that can, do you hear that cove idiot Luke O'Neill tell people last week, telling people to put your granny beside an open window on Christmas Day. Who is this nut job? You know, and like we as people, as the Irish people, we are free and we are not chattels of the big state. We are not chattels to be pawned, to be thrown out, to be thrown a little bone. No, we are the people, we have the freedom, and we dictate the policies to the government. The government should be afraid of us. Government is the wrong way around when we are afraid of the power of government. And look at the people, look at the parties in the Dáil who are all supportive of the lockdown. Look at these cove idiots. We have Richard Boyd Barrett. Now, he's a rich boy, also known as Ross O'Carroll Castro of the People Before Puberty Party. Virtually all the parties in the Dáil support the lockdown and the theft of our freedoms. All the socialist TDs, who we collectively call STDs. Sinn Féin, I'm enjoying this as well. Thanks for the smile. Sinn Féin, the Euro Loyalist Party, Fianna Fáil, Labour, Fine Gael, Leo Varadkar. The man who puts Dick in dictatorship. I interviewed him 12 years. I interviewed him, I think in 2002, 2003. But about 12 years ago, he was, 12 years ago, he was pro-life, he was heterosexual, and he was opposed to mass immigration. Now, a few years afterwards, well, it's not funny, he's pro-abortion, he's homosexual, and he's in favour of mass immigration. Now, there's a man with no principles whatsoever. But all these parties, they all detest your freedom and they love big dictatorial government. Stop laugh. Kevin Rock, I see you're smiling. Right? Ireland is a beautiful country. I used to say it's a laugh over in Brussels. Ireland's beautiful. Only people are ugly, but it was in completely false modesty, and then you correct it. But Ireland is a beautiful country, but as Dan Breen said many years ago, its beauty means nothing without the Irish people. We are a great people, born of generations who came before us, who fought for their freedom against foreign domination and British occupation. That was brilliant. Oliver Cromwell was the last tyrant who attempted to banish Christmas. But Ireland now, we find, is full. Ireland is full of Oliver Cromwells. Yes. We are at a very dangerous cultural junction in Ireland because many people, many Irish media and politicians, they are full with their mind is full of a globalist mindset. They may live in Ireland, but their ideas are of a completely foreign and globalist mindset. And I talk about Oliver Cromwell. 2 weeks ago, Trinity professor Thomas Ryan suggested on News Talk with a straight face that we should cancel Christmas until January. Cancel. The guy is just not a COVID, not only is a monomaniac, the guy's become a megalomaniac. You know? As I said, when we have the government telling you to stay in your house, put your granny by the window, let's cancel Christmas for a month, where we as a free people should not be asking permission of COVID-idiots for our basic freedoms. All those political parties in the Dáil who are pro-lockdown, you'll also see they're all high-tax, high-spend parties. What else have they got in common? Anybody? Some guy said about China there. They also love more than life itself the Irish subservience to the European Union. Oh yeah, they love it more than life itself. And do they realise that in matters of EU, this is incredible. Most people don't realise it. In matters of EU competence, EU law is superior to Irish law, to the Irish Constitution, and to the Irish Supreme Court. It's just crazy. Is that what the men and women and generations who came in Ireland fought for 100 years ago? Never! We, sadly to say, we are not a free people. We must take back our freedoms off the big state of Ireland and the European Union. Not only the power to ensure that we alone, the Irish people, take back the power to make our own laws which affect our lives, but that the laws made in Ireland by the Irish government respect our freedoms. During the Second World War in Germany, they had the Luftwaffe. In Ireland now, we have the Leftwaffe. And ask any Leftwaffe TD, does he want more power over your life? It's like asking a barber, do you need a haircut? The answer is always yes. But we must now fight for our freedom on every front, politically, culturally, and spiritually. And that's why I'm asking you to get involved politically, to join the Irish Freedom Party. Get out there. Thank you for coming today, everybody. There's a good crowd now. Good crowd. Join the party, join the party. Join the party. It's great. You'll have fun. Get out and live for it. Ring up your regional radio station. Write a letter to your local paper and to the Irish Times. Get up and use your voice to speak out for freedom. Act culturally. Love Irish ways and Irish laws which respect our culture and our freedom. Encourage everybody that you know to open up their business, open up their pub, open up their home to your friends. Enjoy Christmas. Support, encourage, participate in our culture, our literature, our theatre, our art and artists, our language, games, music and dance, everything that celebrates our creativity and our freedom, our achievements and pride as a free people. And know that ultimately all those politicians who love the big state and little freedom also support locking up the churches. Why? Because the nature of the Luftwaffe politician is to take more power, and at the minute they want to be all powerful, and they don't want competition from a transcendent God who gives us life. Whoa. There's a phrase in Irish, "Ní neartco cur le cella." There's no strength until we work together. And boys, have I got good news for you? There's, you may see the leaflets we have around from DDI, from Renew, and from the Irish Freedom Party. It's called Irish Free Speech Alliance. And at the minute, it is an informal alliance of the three parties to fight on the issue of free speech. But we're sneaky. And we've been busy over the last number of months. And basically the leaders of these three parties have agreed with the consent, knowledge and consent, if the members give their consent, to join up, amalgamate, be bigger and stronger and be united. So we'll have comments on every constituency. We will fight them not just on the beaches, we will fight them in the ballot box. We will kick the opposition in the ballot box.